So I'm Diana Dresser, and I am very lucky and fortunate to be directing Amy's play. This is Amy Tofte, who is a playwright from Los Angeles, correct? Is that right?
Yes,
We are talking about Amy's play, Bloodsucking Leech. First, what inspired the
I have
play?
a lot of close friends, and we're all kind of dealing with different versions of an aging parent. And so the play deals with some of the challenges of that, and very specifically, this idea of people, corporations, marketing, just all the different ways in which people are working to uh, take the money from the people we love. And, again, it can be something simple from, an ad, something they've clicked on that they don't realize what they're signing up for or what they're giving money to things that are more nefarious, such as people taking advantage of someone through social engineering and things like that, and actually getting cash or things of value from them. It's something that's happening, and scams on people are happening. But this story is very personal, so it's very connected to things that I've either experienced myself or things that people have told me about that they've experienced themselves. And so that's where it is. I'm hoping that it sounds like really dark, but I think the best take on it is a comedy.
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
and it's a very wild comedy. And I think that sometimes that's the best way to tackle something that's really difficult.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, so I wanted to write something that kind of addressed some of that angst and the anxiety of that and some of that situation. And so there was a lot of research involved, but a lot of talking to people, but then also kind of putting it together into a cohesive story. So that's kind of where it came from.
It's
So
yeah, it's interesting because you do see so much. I mean, right now, every time when you log into your IRS account or when you log where you open your phone and there's a toll scam on your phone or whatever, it's
yeah,
like it's everywhere right now. So
yeah,
it's so
yeah.
timely in that way.
Yep. And I've had someone call me and say, "Oh, we've abducted your sister."
Oh
And
my
it's
God.
like, yeah. So like even, like no one is immune, but I
Yeah.
feel like there's something in the elderly population that is really being targeted. Um, so yeah, it was something that I was really feeling the effects of. So that's what I wanted to write about. So that's where it came from.
And I do love that you have found a way to make it a comedy it's really such a dark and scary subject in so many ways and has real life impact on so many people. And yet we laugh. I laughed the whole time I was reading the play, because um because you've exploded it out in a way. The audiences will get to see that, but you've exploded it out in a way that
Yeah.
it goes into it lends itself to some pretty absurd and wild stuff that makes it that that hits us both. It hits us in a ha-ha way, and
Mhm.
also and then when the laughter settles, it's like ugh, it's a great combination
Yeah.
of two things.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this other question.
Sure.
What do you look most forward to during the lab week now that you're here?
Yeah, so like I said, like, this time and space to develop a play, it can be rare sometimes, especially when um, something that is sort of still figuring out what it is. And I think that's where this play is. And I think the best thing about this week is the rehearsal time and the rewrite time. And so time to kind of do both and let the rehearsals feed into the rewrites, and then the rewrites can go back into rehearsal right away so that you really get to make a lot of big strides in a process like this. That's my
Yeah.
experience in the past, is that you make a lot of big discoveries for a week like this and things that you may not even realize that you needed to learn about the play. So I think that is, to me, like the best part of it.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a luxury. It feels like a luxury to
it feels
me.
like a luxury,
Yeah.
yeah, because I
Yeah.
can't do this. I can do what I can do on my own, but
Yeah.
when you have several brains in the room focused on the same questions and asking more questions, and you have more room to grow the play. And yeah, so I think that's going to be really great.
Amazing. Amazing. And the last question is there a specific mystery or wondering concerning your play that you'd like to investigate further during the lab process?
Right. So I think all that said, like it is all about like kind of getting to the reading. And I think with this play in particular, because of the kind of play it is and the subject matter, and it has such a broad impact on so many people, because you're either you might be feeling like you're getting scammed, or you're a caregiver, or you're dealing with some level of this.
Mhm.
Um, I'm just really interested in the connection between the play and the audience. So we do some breaking of the fourth wall, not in a scary way, in a really fun way. Like nobody's getting pulled on stage. It's not,
Yeah.
it's not Blue Man Group. Um, but this idea of like how intimate can the play become for the audience, and that's something we're already talking about and that we're going to be addressing in rehearsals and with some of the rewrites, because I think this is one of those plays where it is going to be so much about the audience. And I think that every production of it, if and when it gets to production, the play can completely change depending on that audience. Like, because
Yeah.
certain audiences might be more engaged or less engaged. So I think that that's a really fun piece of it that truly makes it theatrical and theater. And I think that's part of the fun part of what we
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the big wondering. I would say, if there's a wondering, I think the story is the story, and I have all kinds of crazy questions about that. But really, about this process, I really want to start getting that chance to see how an audience connects, um, and who they connect to and why, and some of that stuff.
Yeah.
So that's
And
what
it's,
I'm
it's
really. What's that?
no, sorry. I love that. I was going to say it's interesting that when you bring that up, I was just thinking, anytime you do direct address, anytime you have that fourth wall broken, there's always the chance that an audience member is going to actually talk back or participate
Yeah.
or be like, and I think that, it'll be interesting to see if we get that kind of response where people are like, well, actually, now that you ask me, this is what I think.
Yeah.
I think you could get both responses through the survey process and all the feedback and in the feedback sessions with the audience, but you also might literally have the actor dealing with an audience member who's like, I feel like responding to this. So it's
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you for answering those questions. We're
Of
super
course.
excited to get to work and
Thank you. I
come
feel very
see
lucky. Yeah.
come see Amy's great play. It's really, really delightful and fun and scary and weird and awesome. So please come see it. It's
It's
great. All
it's
right.
all the things. All
It's
right.
all the
Thanks.
things. All right. Bye.
Bye.